Good morning. Today we'll learn about serotonin, one of the autocoids. Previously we learned about histamine, we learned about prostaglandins, we also learned about leukotriene as autocoids. Now we'll try to learn about serotonin. What is serotonin? Serotonin is an amine derivative. It is present in many of the human cells like the GI cells, platelets and in the CNS. Serotonin is synthesized from 5-hydroxytryptophan. 5-hydroxytryptophan. It is synthesized from 5-hydroxytryptamine. It is metabolized by MAO-A and aldehyde reductase. MAO-A is going to produce HIAA. So we'll just look into this. From tryptophan we get 5-HT, that is serotonin. Other name of serotonin is 5-HT. It is metabolized to produce 5-HIAA, that is hydroxyindole acetic acid. Another molecule which we get from tryptophan is melatonin. Where does serotonin act? Serotonin acts on its receptors. There are 14 types. This is how serotonin receptors are classified. It is classified as HT1, 5-HT2, 3, 5-HT4, 5-HT5, 6 and 7. 5-HT1 is further classified into 1A, 1B, 1D, 1E, 1F. 5-HT2 is further classified into 2A, 2C and 2B. Whereas 5-HT5 is classified into 5-HTA and 5-HTB. These are the receptors. In total there are 14 receptors. Let's try to look into what are the actions of these receptors. If you look at the actions of serotonin on these receptors, they mediate sleep, anxiety, they are vasoconstrictors, especially the cranial blood vessels. They are vasoconstrictors. They cause platelet aggregation, contraction of the smooth muscles and contraction of the stomach fundus. They are also excitatory in the CNS. So neuronal excitation they are able to produce. They are also known to cause emesis, that is vomiting. So what are the functions of serotonin? Serotonin in CNS is mediating sleep, memory, temperature regulation, pain, perception, mood, control of appetite and sexual behavior. In GIT, it is going to produce contraction of intestine, stomach and esophagus. Not only that, endochromaffin cells are also going to produce 5-HT. Where are endochromaffin cells found? They are found in carcinoid tumors. In the platelet, they are going to produce platelet aggregation and also they produce vasoconstriction of the blood vessels. On the heart, they are going to cause increased heart rate as well as they have increased contraction of the heart. So these are basically vasoconstrictors, predominantly vasoconstrictors. Very mild vasodilatory properties these have got. What are the diseases associated with 5-HT or serotonin? First, migraine. Depression is due to decrease in 5-HT. Anxiety is also associated with 5-HT, that is serotonin. Degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, chorea, that is Huntington's disease, all of these are also associated with 5-HT. Let's look into few of the receptors which are important for us, that is 5-HT1A, B and D, 5-HT2A, B and C, 5-HT3 and 5-HT4. Because there are drugs which act either as agonists or antagonists against these receptors and we have certain diseases for which we are going to be using these drugs. First, let's try to look into 5-HT1. 5-HT1A. These are basically presynaptic autoreceptors. What are presynaptic autoreceptors? If this is a synapse, this is a postsynaptic membrane, this is a synapse. Here we have the receptors, that is presynaptic receptors. 5-HT1A are presynaptic autoreceptors. These reduce the release of 5-HT. Agonists for the presynaptic autoreceptors reduce the level of 5-HT. We use 5-HT1A presynaptic receptor 5-HT1A agonists, namely buspirone, gepirone, ipsirone and tandospirone. These are used in anxiety. Buspirone is used in anxiety. 5-HT1B 1D agonist. 5-HT1B 1D agonist. These are sumatriptan, rizatriptan, naratriptans. These are used in migraine. What are these going to do? They are going to constrict the blood vessels. Headache is because of vasodilatation of blood vessels. So these are going to produce vasoconstriction. Hence they are going to be useful in migraine. 5-HT4. Till now we looked into two. One that is 5-HT1A presynaptic receptor agonist. 5-HT1B and 1D agonist, that is sumatriptan, rizatriptan, naratriptan, which are used in migraine. Let's look into 5-HT4. 5-HT4 agonist. 5-HT4 is basically present in GI tract. So when agonists for 5-HT4 receptors are given, they are going to be prokinetic agents. Prokinetic agents means those which increase the contraction of smooth muscles in the GI tract. So they are going to increase peristalsis, so faster movement of the food. So what are the agonists which we are going to be using? Cisapride, etopride, mozapride, renazapride. These are few 5-HT4 agonists which we are going to be using. So agonist, we learned one 5-HT1A agonist, that is buspirone, used in anxiety. 5-HT1B 1D agonist, sumatriptan, used in migraine. 5-HT4 agonist, cisapride, etopride, mozapride, used as prokinetic agents, that is in nausea and vomiting. These are the agonists. Now let's look into antagonists are 5-HT2A 2C receptors. Antagonists. These antagonists are canthacerin, ritazerin, clozapine, risperidone. Where is canthacerin used? It's used in hypertension. Clozapine, risperidone, it's used in psychosis. It is used in psychosis which is drug resistant. So canthacerin, vascular and smooth muscle contraction causes hypertension, which is going to be reduced by canthacerin because it is an antagonist. Clozapine and risperidone act on the cerebral neurons. They cause vasoconstriction. Hence they are going to decrease psychosis. They are going to be used in drug resistant psychosis. Then we have 5-HT3 antagonist. 5-HT3 antagonist, that is ondansetron, granisetron, palonosetron, topisetron. These are acting in area postrema and NTS. What are these useful for? These are used in nausea and vomiting, especially in cancer-induced nausea, vomiting. These are the drugs which are used in cancer-induced nausea and vomiting. So, what and all did we learn? We learnt about there are certain drugs which are agonists of 5-HT receptors, and there are also antagonists. First among the agonists, 5-HT1A, 1A presynaptic buspirone, used in anxiety. 5-HT1B, 1D sumatriptan, used in migraine. 5-HT4 agonists, used cisapride, used as a prokinetic agent. Antagonists 5-HT2A 2C antagonist canthacerin is used in hypertension. Clozapine, risperidone is used in psychosis. 5-HT3 antagonists, that is ondansetron and ganisetron, they are going to be used as antiemetic drugs. These are the 5 groups of drugs which we have which use serotonin for their action. Now let's look into non-selective drugs. Those which act not only through 5-HT but also through other neurotransmitters like cyprohepatidine. It also acts on histamine receptors, muscarinic receptors and 5-HT2A receptors. This is basically used as an appetite stimulant. Methyl saccharide is a 5-HT2A 2C antagonist. It is antagonist and 5-HT1A agonist. It's used in fibrosis, pulmonary, endocardial and retroperitoneal fibrosis. LSD is an agonist at 5-HT1A, 2A, 2C and 5-HT5, 5-HT6 and 5-HT7 receptors. That's how it can cause LSD is known to cause euphoric actions. So what are the roles of serotonin? Serotonin acts as a neurotransmitter for mood and cognition, behavior. It plays a role in migraine. It's also a precursor for melatonin, homeostasis, neuroendocrine function, and because it produces vasoconstriction, it can cause Raynaud's phenomena. It can also precipitate variant angina, hypertension, carcinoid syndrome because of enterochromaffin cells which are going to secrete 5-HT, that is serotonin. They are going to increase intestinal mobility. So cisapride agonist is used as a prokinetic agent. They also play a role in nausea and vomiting. 5-HT3 antagonists, that is ondansetron, are used to decrease nausea and vomiting. So what are the uses of 5-HT agonist or antagonist? Migraine, we use sumatriptan, nausea and vomiting, ondansetron 5-HT3 antagonist. Gastroparesis, prokinetic agent, etopride, cisapride. Resistant schizophrenia, we are going to use risperidone and clopazine, clozapine. Anorexia, appetite stimulant, cyprohepatidine. Hypertension, cantacerine. Anxiety, we can use buspirone. Let's look into what is migraine and what is the treatment of migraine. Migraine is associated with headache. So first, migraine is associated with headache. Before that, there is aura. What is aura? Intracerebral vasoconstriction causes aura. After that, there is extracerebral vasodilatation, which is going to cause headache. Based on this, migraine is classified into two categories. Migraine with aura is classical migraine. Migraine without aura is common migraine. Common migraine. So what is the pathogenesis? Because of vasoconstriction, there is aura, but headache is because of vasodilatation. What are the other symptoms associated with migraine? Migraine is going to be associated with nausea, vomiting, hypersensitivity to light and other symptoms. So usually it is associated with pulsatile headache. It can be or cannot be associated with aura. So this is very devastating for, this is mostly seen in women and it's mostly devastating for the healthy younger generation. So we have drugs which are used in the treatment and also drugs which have to be given for prophylaxis. So for the treatment, if a patient has mild, moderate or severe, we'll learn how to treat it. If the patient has mild migraine, that is less than one attack per month with a tolerable headache, and it doesn't incapacitate the individual, means he is able to carry out his day-to-day activity, we can just give paracetamol or aspirin during the attack. If needed, you can repeat it. If there is nausea or vomiting, you can give metchlopropamide or domperidone. If a patient has moderate migraine, that is throbbing headache for 6 to 24 hours, there is prominent nausea and vomiting, and patient is not able to carry out his day-to-day activities like attending school, college. In such situations, we can give simple analgesics like paracetamol or ibuprofen. It has to be given along with ergotamine, or along with caffeine, that is coffee, which also is a vasoconstrictor. Or we can also go with sumatriptan, which is a 5-HT1D, 1B agonist, which is going to constrict the cranial, that is extracerebral blood vessels. So sumatriptan can be used. If needed, second dose can be taken after 24 hours. There are a few other triptans which are also used in the treatment. We are using this for moderate migraine. That is naratriptan, rizatriptan, frovatriptan. These are going to be used. Best among this is rizatriptan, which has a very high Tmax. So what are the side effects? Side effects, this can cause transient ischemia, that is because of vasoconstriction, paresthesias, fatigue, flushing, tightness, drowsiness and rebound headache. These are also known to cause erectile dysfunction. Severe migraine, how do we treat severe migraine? That is more than 2 to 3 attacks per month lasting for 12 to 48 hours and the patient is completely incapacitated. He is unable to do his routine activities. In such a case, we need to give treatment similar to that of moderate migraine, but along with prophylaxis. We'll just try to look in what are the prophylaxis, or to prevent migraine, what are the drugs which can be used. To prevent migraine, we can use non-selective beta blockers like propranolol, tricyclic antidepressants like amitriptyline, flunarizine, sodium valproate, that is anti-epileptic drugs. These are few drugs which can be used as prophylaxis. So, what did we learn now? Today we learned that 5-HT, that is serotonin, acts. Serotonin is derived from tryptophan and it acts on 14 different kinds of receptors. Based on that, we have certain drugs which act as agonist and antagonist. Agonist, we have 5-HT1A agonist, buspirone, which is used as an anxiolytic. 5-HT1D, 1B agonist, that is sumatriptan, which is used in migraine. 5-HT4 agonist, cisapride, mosapride, etopride, which is used as a prokinetic agent. We also have antagonists like 5-HT2A, cyprohepatidine. It is an anti-allergic drug and also it is used as a appetite stimulant. Risperidone, which is used as an anti-psychotic drug. Cantacerin, which is used as an anti-hypertensive. And 5-HT2A, 2C, that is pizotifen, which is also used in migraine prophylaxis. Ketotifen, which is used in asthma. Clozapine is an antipsychotic drug. 5-HT3A antagonist. 5-HT3A ondansetron is used in nausea and vomiting. It's used in nausea and vomiting. With this, and we also learn treatment of migraine. Migraine is treated depending on what are the symptoms and how long they are lasting for and number of symptoms. They are classified into mild, moderate and severe. For severe migraine, we need to give prophylaxis. So this is what we learnt about serotonin as well as migraine. Thank you. With this, we conclude the class.